Hello, hello. Say hi if you're here. This is Jen with Jen's Den Art, and I am sorry. I just put a little candy in my mouth, and I need to put that away. And I would love for you to say hello to me today because we are painting again, and I'm so excited, y'all. We are 10 days into this challenge, and I have made some super duper great friends through this process, and I am enjoying every single day that we come on here. And I would like to hope that you are as well. Hello, hello. We got Teresa and we have Doris. Let me put me a little bigger before we get started. So, excuse the way I look, y'all. My allergies have been crazy. I don't know what's going on, but we have a lot of forest fires in Montana this year, and the smoke has been extremely bad, and I'm guessing I'm having an allergic reaction to that. So I have been, even though I'm taking allergy medicine, over-the-counter allergy medicine, I'm having the worst luck with allergies. So if you hear me sniffing, it's not because I'm crying, I promise. It's just because I am just inundated with allergies. I guess it's the smoke. I don't know. I've never had allergies before. Hello, Francisco. Thank you for the nice, kind words. Yes, indeed. God does bless us. Hello, Teresa and Doris and Kathy. Good afternoon. You got the mountains and chapel painted. Yay. Yeah. Are you having trouble? Yeah, with the fires, Kathy? I guess that's what it is because I've never had allergies like this before, and it's frustrating. So, I want to say hello to all my friends here. Hi, Miss Lynn and Miss Jean and Miss Ellen and Monica is here. Monica's a new mini triber. So tell us. I've had a lot of people. Hey, Miss Cindy, thank you for coming on. I've had a lot of people lately join the mini tribe. So tell us if you're a mini triber or if you snuck in the back door, the secret way to the tribe. And for those of you who did sneak in the back door, the secret way to the tribe, you know what I'm talking about. And you got into the tribe. Tell us if you are a tribe sister or a mini triber. Tell us hello. We would love for you to give us a shout out. I am going to show you what we're doing today while y'all give shout outs. Miss Doris is a mini triber. So if you're not sure what a mini triber is or a triber is, the mini tribe, we go live in a private Facebook group once a month, and we paint together. And the tribe, which is my VIP group, we go live once a week, and we paint together. So that is what that is all about. Let me see if I can get into this acrylic 101 and share some good stuff with you guys, with y'all. Miss Diana is working on, look how good, look at that beautiful color of her mountains. So she did her mountains first, and then she's going to come back and do her chapel. And I just want to tell you, that looks super awesome. Excuse me. Miss, is it Shelly? I'm going to say Shelly. She says she's still not happy with the color, but after painting over the original red, it is much better. That's what this is all about. Learn, learn, learn. Practice, practice. I think it's beautiful. You did, look at that, how beautiful this area. You're like super, like, technical in all of your stuff, which I love. I think is beautiful. So Miss Shelley, you did an awesome job. And look at Miss Patty. Wow. Look at that rustic feel. I love those browns in there. That just feels so rustic, and I love rustic feel. Miss Wanda did an awesome job. That kind of has like a little orangey flair to it, and I really like it. Miss Wanda says she is trying to catch up. She's gone back and using gloss medium on all her other paintings. So I'm guessing, Miss Wanda, you found a gloss medium is a good thing to use in your paintings. Could you please ask for a miracle prayer? Me and my family are in a struggle we are not used to as of right now. We have been out of the hotel for 11. Please say a miracle prayer. You got it, Miss Victoria. We absolutely will. You got it. So, this is Monica Lopez, and Monica is, look at her. Oh man, y'all are just doing an awesome, awesome job. It is just really, really good. I'm so proud of everybody. Let me see if I can get past some of these and find some other pictures. Maybe not. Sometimes my iPad plays tricks on me. Who is this? This is beautiful. Diana, I think. Oh, Diana, you finally did your church in there. Oh, look at Beth. Beth's got some perspective going on. Look at Beth's perspective in here, y'all. Isn't that awesome? And the clouds, Miss Susie got her clouds done. And let's see if I can find just a couple more. My iPad is not cooperating with me. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go to Pinterest. And I'm going to pull up, that's my dog, y'all. I'm going to let her in a minute. I'm going to pull up, let's see what I'm going to pull up. Stella. I'm going to pull up my churches. Okay, so I have some inspirations here that are in my my church Pinterest area. And oh, this is not mine. Let me see if I don't know why it's not working. Oh, let's go right there. Okay. There we go. Highland cow. Highland cow. Well, if I knew how to use Pinterest, we'd be in better shape than we are right now. But at the moment, I do not know how to find my boards. I normally use a laptop. What I'm looking for are some of my my church paintings that are my, here's my boards. Churches. Church. Here we go. Okay. So I'm looking at some of my church paintings that I pulled. Y'all remember I pulled some? All right. So I'm looking at the sides of the church. I like these trees. I like the simplicity of these trees. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. I like the ground. I like the grass. It's really pretty. There's not a lot of work involved in that. So that's a good inspiration for us. This is the one that I picked earlier. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. And you can see just a little bit of the trees. Oh, I love these trees. These are just those mountain type trees. Look at the floor. Look at the ground. The ground is a brown, so it's like a dirt floor. It's got a little bit of red in it. Okay, so I really like that. I'm just giving myself some ideas right now on what I want to do to finish this church painting. This is one of my favorites, y'all. I love the impressionistic feel of this painting. I love, like, it gives you the impression that there's bushes and trees back here, and there's a little bit of flowers, and there's a little walkway coming out of the church. I absolutely love that. Okay, so that's kind of the vibes I'm going to go with our church. So I'm just giving you some ideas. Here's another one. This one's super cute. Look at all the colors. They're using some greens, some blacks, some browns, some yellows, some reds, some oranges. Okay, so that's where I'm going to get my inspiration from today. And I am going to put this aside. And we are going, I'm going to turn it off because my battery's super low. And we're going to get started. So this is where I am. You know what? We have to do our church too. We have to do our church and we have to do our background. So I'm going to start with, let me get my little palette. I'm going to show you right here. Let me get my little palette here. Yes, Miss Jean, there's some beautiful chapels. How can I fix that line on the bottom? I missed it, Diana. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. I'm not sure what you're talking about. So I'm going to put some white. All right, I'm going to put white and black. And then I'm going to grab a variety of greens when I'm ready. But right now I'm going to spend a little bit of time on my church. You know what? I'm going to have to open this back up because I need my reference photo for my church and my windows. And hopefully my battery will last long enough for me. So tell me how you've all been doing. How's the weather in your area? Hello, Miss Elaine. Let's see if I can get this up and running. Do y'all remember that song? 8675309. 8675309. Well, that's my password to get into my iPad, if you were wondering. Now I'm telling my age, right? Let's see. Let's get the photos. And let's look at this chapel. There we go. Okay. So we are going to start with some basic colors. Basic colors like super, super basic. We're just going with some grays to get this chapel done and the windows. So I'm going to just take a little bit of black and a little bit of white, and I'm going to start putting in my windows first. Very, 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 very basic. All right, Stella. Let me go let Stella in, y'all. Y'all hear her crying? She's not the center of attention, so she wants some attention here. All right, I'm coming. So I've got my windows there. Give me just a sec. Let me let her in the door. Come on, Stella. There's nothing in here for you, baby. There's nothing in here for you. I see you. All right. So we're just going to make a little bit of windows there. And I'm going to make this one a little bit lighter. I'm trying to get them all the same color. Okay, then I have, let's go up here. I have an arch. I'm just basically staying with a gray. And I'm not really worried about going really particular. I'm just kind of drawing in all of these windows in here. I have another arch here. This one's a lot thinner. And I'm just going to put that one in with some grays. I'm using a small round brush if you were wondering. And then I'm going to put this circle right in here. All right. Hello, Miss Carrie. Hi, Susan. Cold front coming Wednesday. Yay. Hi, Connie. Oh, I've been sick. Oh, I'm so sorry you've been sick. Your son's getting married this weekend. That's right. I remember that. So exciting. My son is getting married on October 9th. So we are headed to Louisiana for a week of fun on we're going to get there the week of the wedding, which is the week before October 9th, obviously. And I am super excited. So yeah, that's going to be fun, Miss Connie. Where is the wedding going to be located? Are y'all doing is it a big wedding? Let me go a little bit higher with this. Okay, that's going to be the door or the doors. A little bit of gray back here. Just going to work with my grays. I'm going to put the gray back there first, and then we'll come back and... All right, so then we have an arch going on right here. Let's see how high. Yeah, that's about how high it goes. We have an arch here. And I'm just going to gray it out. And I'm not going to paint the chalice and all of that. I am just going to, I'm going to add a little bit of color, like stained glass color to it. And I want you to notice this. Okay, so the side of the church. I'm waiting for... If I have time, Melanie, we have a full week with the wedding in Lafayette, but I'm hoping to come back to the stomping grounds during that week if we have time. All right, so I want you to notice this, this side right here is darker than the front. So I'm going to take a flat paintbrush and I'm just going to put some light gray all along here to make this darker. All right there. And even up here, this is all a little bit darker. All here. So I'm just using a flat brush and I'm adding that shadow there. And then you'll also see there's a shadow here as well. Okay, and then of course, have to remember, we're going to come back and make all of these details even more. All of this right here has a little shadow, like right underneath the eaves of the church. There's all little shadows there. There's a shadow here. Okay, so pay attention to all those little shadows and just add a little bit of a gray color in there. And we're going to fix this even more in just a minute. But right now we're just coming with the first layer. And kind of like that. Okay. Nothing special there. You see how it's adding a lot of depth? We're adding depth. That's the key. We're just adding that depth. When you start adding all of those colors in there, you start getting that depth to come through. All right, my cross is white. I'm not going to be really particular about it. I'm just going to tap with a flat brush and I'm going to make a white cross up there. Okay, so I'm going to grab a palette knife and I'm going to grab one that kind of has like a sharp edge to it. If you don't have a palette knife like this, it's okay. You can use a palette knife that's longer, but just make sure, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab some black, a little bit of white. I'm going to make me a little a little mess of gray right here on the side. I don't want too much on my palette knife. Do you see how you can make that pretty straight line? All right, so this is where I like to have the most fun. I start putting in all of my little lines with a palette knife instead of, and I don't have to have every one of these little palette knife lines connecting. It's actually better if you don't, because it gives the illusion that they connect and they go all the way across, but you don't have to make them go all the way across. And watch what I'm going to do. Y'all are going to love this. If you've never seen me do this before, I'm just going to put very little on my palette knife, and I'm going to make those lines going across. Where's my picture at? I lost it. There it is. Okay, so these lines, I wanted to see the direction of my lines. These lines right here they have a little angle to them, so I'm going to angle my palette knife down just a little bit. Then I'm going to just tap away again. Now these lines kind of go up. I should have checked before I put them. Just putting some little lines, very, very little. And look at that, how it adds a totally different dimension to the whole church, okay? I want a little bit more of a stark black in here. So I'm going to try to grab my palette knife and put a little bit more of a stark black right on the edges. Okay, you can even take, let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my finger. You can take your finger or you can take a paintbrush and you can just kind of work in some of that, some of those layers there so that it looks a little bit more rustic and old. Trying to make those fine lines right there, right there, right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna get my rag. Y'all can see a couple of areas I messed up. See right here, I don't like that. So I'm gonna take my paintbrush. It has a little bit of water on it. Actually, it has too much water on it, so let me get that off. And I'm just going to mesh that in so that, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Let me see if I can clean that up just a little bit. Okay, if you don't like it, which obviously I just made a big mess, just come back over it with a little bit of white and hide it. And there you go. We've got a church that looks old and has a little bit of fun to it, if you want to call it that. And if you don't like what you did, like right here, I don't like this line, I'm going to come back over it with some white. I'm going to come back over this. And I want a little bit of black. Just play with it and make it yours. Okay, I want a little bit more black coming out right here. I'm using a flat brush and I'm just trying to make all of this come out. I want it to kind of jet out a little bit. Like that. All right. So I did not come down as far as I should have the first time with my church right here. So I'm going to add a little bit of white. Right there. Okay. So there's our church. What do y'all think? I'm gonna grab all different kinds of colors just because I want to make this look like it has some stained glass. Mountains, I'm gonna have to catch up. Okay. No, Melanie, it is allergies. The forest fires are extremely bad here, and I have been having an allergic reaction to those forest fires because the smoke is extremely bad. And like I'm telling you, we get messages on our phone about, you know, hazardous air quality because of all of the smoke from the forest fires. And we keep our windows open because we don't have air conditioner in our house. And the weather is like in the 50s and 60s. So we keep our windows open. And so I'm having a lot of trouble with the forest fire smoke. I am gonna grab. I'm gonna play around with just a little bit of red and blue and yellow. I'm not gonna go super crazy. Let me see. And you know what's funny is like most of the day I'll be fine, but in the morning and at night I start getting a little congested. You know how that is. So yeah, that's why I'm sounding so congested right now. Okay, so blue, red, and yellow. I probably don't even need to put, I know I don't. I don't even need to put the paint on my palette because I know I'm only going to use so little. I'm not making the chalice. I'm just making it. If you want to, you can make the whole, like even over here, which would be super cute. You can make these back here look like they have stained glass as well. It's totally up to you. I'm just playing. I'm just kind of moving my paintbrush around and adding a little bit of color to this area to make it look like it has a little bit of stained glass going on. All right, and that's all I'm going to do there. I'm not going to do it anywhere else. Just add that little bit of color. So, yeah, the window's open and it's extremely, extremely dry here. So with the windows open, the dust, even, you know, from the ground and stuff, it's extreme. Like you would have no idea how dry it is here. I don't think y'all can understand that in Louisiana. Okay, so that's my church. I kind of went a little crazy with the rustic flair of the church, but I love rustic. I love it. So I also have the screen doors right here. And I'm just gonna really roughly sketch. Make them look like screen doors. Okay. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to do anything else. But now I'm going to take some greens. And I'm going to put a little bit of chrome oxide. Let me show you my palette here so you can see it. A little bit of chrome oxide. A little bit of Hooker's green. Somebody last night on our acrylic, on our try painting, said that they called Hobby Lobby and they asked him on the phone, "Do you have Hooker's green?" and they said it went the phone line just went silent, and the lady on the other end at Hobby Lobby said, "Excuse me." So I thought that was so funny. So we did some research last night in our tribe, and we found out that the reason why it's called Hooker's Green is because the person who created the color and mixed a couple of colors together came up with that color. Their last name is Hooker. So that's why it's called Hooker's Green. Same thing with Payne's Gray. Payne's Gray is named after someone who had created the gray color, and his last name was Payne, Payne. So it's a mixture of colors together, and it was such a popular color that they decided to make it a staple color in the art world. So yeah, I thought that was very interesting. Are y'all having trouble with it being blurry? That, I will tell you, I think I know what the problem is, and I'm going to get it fixed. I switched around my computers, and I do not have my big Mac computer in here anymore. And I have my laptop in here now, and I need to get the actual cord that will hook up to the internet. Right now I'm wireless. And when you're wireless, you don't have as good of a connection as you do when you hook up your computer and stuff to the actual internet with a wire. So I'm going to order a wire from Amazon so that we can be wired again instead of wireless like we are now. So that's probably what is happening. All right, ladies and gents, y'all ready? We're going on to the greens. I just put a bunch of different greens. I'm not even sure what I'm going to use, but I'm going to tell you what I put on my palette so you can remember. This is a golden open. It's called Viridian Green Hue. That's this one right here. It's actually kind of like a turquoise green. I'm not even sure if I'm going to use it, but I put it on my palette. I put the Hooker's Green on my palette. I put the Grass Green on my palette. This is a Liquitex, not a Liquitex. This is a Master's Touch. I put a Liquitex Light Olive Green on my palette. That's this one here. And I put a Chrome Oxide Green, which is a Master's Touch. And I put a golden, which is called Green Gold. And that's this one right here. Okay, so I stuck all of those greens on here. And this is why I'm going to use a larger than normal brush because I'm just going to make a very impressionistic styled tree and bush area right here. So I'm going to start with a little bit of the darker greens. And remember, I have my black over here if I want it, just to make it maybe a little bit more subtle. All right, I'm not doing any kind of particular trees in any kind of particular order. I'm using a filbert brush, a medium-sized filbert brush, and I'm going to choose to make one big tree here, and that's it. And everything else is just going to be smaller bushes all around this area and a little bit over here. Now that green is extremely green. I kind of don't like the fact that it's extremely green. So I'm going to take some of this gray that I have hanging out over here, and I'm going to mix it in the green. And what that gray is going to do is it's going to mute those greens down, and it's going to make them a lot more calm. Okay, So I'm going to come back. I don't want really, really vibrant greens going on here. I don't want it to look like a kid's painting. You know, I don't want it to be like the kindergarten green color. I want it to actually have some hues to it that look more like what you would see in the real world. So I'm adding just a little bit of gray in all of this. Okay, so that's my first layer. Very loose. And that's the only area I'm going to put green. Now I'm going to come back with a little bit of this green gold. And you may not even see much of it, but I'm going to make it work in here just a little bit. Now notice also what I'm doing. I'm not scraping to where the paint just goes away. I'm tapping and I'm going in and I'm going out. I'm going in and I'm going out. I'm leaving the paint kind of thick on the palette. Okay. All right, and now I'm going to grab some of this lime green and I'm going to do the same thing. And it's still a little bit too bright green for me, so I'm going to have to play with it. I'm going to add some more of this gray over here. Don't want that bright green. I want it to be a little bit more muted. A little bit in the front of the church. A little bit more of this lime. Okay. Let me stop there for just a minute. Let me take a step back. It's still a little bit too green for me, but I'm going to pull in some browns. So I'm going to pull in some titanium, unbleached titanium, which is like a cream color. Okay, I'm trying to mute it down. I'm trying to I don't want it to be so stark. So I'm actually just playing right now. I'm playing to see what I can do to make it not so stark. So I grabbed some unbleached titanium and some brown, and I'm gonna mix that up. The brown that I grabbed is burnt umber. I'm gonna mix that up. I'm gonna start making just a little bit of like a tree bark going on there. Just a little bit coming across here. I'm going to go with a brown down here. I'm using a palette knife, as of course y'all can tell. I'm going to switch to the palette knife. And I'm going to calm this down. It's like super, super green, and I don't want it to be quite so green. I want it to blend in more with its surroundings. So just a little bit of brown in there. And then I'm going to go back to my paintbrush. And I'm going to mesh some of this just a little bit together. There is no right or wrong to this, y'all. I really need y'all to understand that. It's just a matter of what feels right. Like, do you want a little bit of green over here, or do you want brown? Let me grab a raw sienna. Let me see. Maybe my Naples. Okay, so I'm looking at these colors in here, which they're probably more of an unbleached titanium. These colors back here in my my mountain. And I'm going to grab just a little bit of that unbleached titanium. And I'm going to bring it forward. I'm going to make a little pathway, the unbleached titanium. And I'm just moving my paintbrush back and forth and then guiding my pathway that way. Okay. A little bit of green, like a little bit of grass around here. I'm not making leaves. I'm not making trees. I'm just making an illusion of some greenery in the area. That's all I'm doing. So I am not trying to make anything in particular. Now I just went in and I grabbed a little bit of black with my green, and I'm coming back. And I'm just adding a darker green in there. This is like a beautiful green. I took black and green, any color green, and I'm just kind of making all of this a little bit darker. Let me not forget this side over here. Okay, I think I'm done. Now you have to just feel this. I want you to just, all right, so I'm almost done. I like this really, really, really dark green. I love the effect that it's given all of the other greens in it. So I'm trying to do like a little bit of light green and dark green and light green and dark green. And I really got excited when I added this really dark green. It's almost a black, but I like the effect that it's given me. And you know why? Because it's pulling in the black that's up here on the top of the church, and it's pulling it into some other areas of the painting. And so I really like that effect that it's given it. Okay. And I'm just going in and adding a little bit of green here, a little bit of green there, a little bit there. Okay, I'm going to stop. I'm done. I like it. I like where it went. I want to make these tree trunks just a little bit darker. And I'm going to pull some branches from that. I'm going to pull them with my palette knife. So this is my example of an impressionist painting of trees. Okay, there is no right to this. It's just have fun. Just have fun and let it happen and feel it. And that's, you know, that's just a part of the process. I may come back tomorrow once it dries, and I might look at it and say, ugh, I need a little bit of lightness. in here, like right now. I'm already looking at it. I'm like, oh, I don't have enough lightness in here. I need a little bit of that lime green. I need a little bit of white. There we go. Bring in a little bit of that white and green. I'm mixing it on my palette to make it a little bit lighter. Okay, so let me check your comments and see how. Let's put a little bit of highlights over here too. A little bit of highlights right there. All right, I'm stopping. I'm stopping. Okay, I'm done. There's my trees. You make it look so easy. It's just practice. That's all it is. Like, I've done this so many times that I can't express to you how many times I've done it. So if you allow yourself the opportunity to go into the painting and feel it, and like, I probably have like, what, 5 or 6 or 7 different color greens sitting right here. Yeah, the highlights really worked. So y'all, we're done with our church. We're done. So look at, I'm not going to overdo it. I don't want to add a lot of craziness to it. I want it to stay simple. I want you to be able to see the mountains behind the trees. And yeah, I'm just going to stop. It makes me happy the way it looks right now. Thank you, Miss Elaine. You're an awesome teacher painter. It's really hard, y'all, when I'm in the moment of trying to make it work and explaining at the same time. And so sometimes that's why I'm just like, I don't say anything, because I'm like, I don't know what to say. I'm just like in the moment. And you see, that's the blessing, and that's the joy that you get from being an artist, is you can allow yourself to go into the painting and not have to worry about anything else. And that's why I did the trees the way I did the trees and the bushes, because I want you to experience that opportunity to just let go and be as loose as you can be. And I know that most of you have trouble being loose and letting go of, oh, the leaf is not right, it looks a little crooked, or something like that. But that, to me, is the most special part of being an artist, is to be able to just let loose and just go with the feeling of what you think it needs at that moment. Because there is no right or wrong. There is no right or wrong. The glory of it all is when we share our paintings and we all see a different perspective from everyone. Like, all of you that are looking at this painting right now, y'all probably, each and every one of you sees this painting in a different light. Okay? Some of you see it as you could just feel like you're in it and you're walking in it and it's just peaceful and calm. But others might look at it and say, oh, it needs more brown, or it needs more white, or it needs, so yeah, anyway, I'm going on a rant right now because this is the joy of being an artist. It is your piece. It is no one else's. And what you see in it and when other people see in it is totally different. And art allows people to kind of like get away and go into an area that they would not allow themselves to go into. So not only creating art, but looking at art and putting it in your house. There are certain things about art, when you put it in your house, there are certain things that you put in your house because it causes a warm feeling in your heart, So anyway, I say all of this because it's a passion of mine, as I'm sure you can tell. And I hope that you can all find that passion. You may not be able to feel it at first because at first you're more worried about, oh, did I use the right paintbrush, or did I use the right color, or is my line straight enough? But once you get past that and you allow yourself the opportunity to just let go, it is one of the most rewarding things to be able to look back and see what you did, and you're like, wow, that looks like something somebody might actually buy. So anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this painting. We still have 10 more days of Acrylic 101, so I have some surprises coming your way over the next 10 days. This was my goal in this Acrylic 101, was to get you to see me from the beginning to the end of a painting. And y'all know the last part of a painting, I'm going to use this little marker here, if I can get the ink to come out, and I'm going to just sign it right here at the bottom. Make sure you don't forget to sign your artwork. And I cannot wait to see your paintings. And we will be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is Tuesday, so we will be back at noon Central for some good surprises coming up and some more lessons. So I hope y'all enjoyed it, and we will see you next time. Y'all have a great night. Thank you so much. Bye.